to another edition of ManClub. Today we're going to just do a quick lesson on how to bleed the brakes on a Honda car or truck. Real easy. I don't know, it looks like it's going to be real easy. A lot of people do too. I've read a million different ways to do it, but I went online and I bought this little puppy right here. It's the Mity Vac MV6835, which is pretty much an automatic bleeder system. It's supposed to be able to do with just one guy and an air compressor. So if you don't have an air compressor, if you don't have the money to get something like this, you probably look at a different way to do it, but this is the way we're going to do it. And it looks like in the manual, I would always thought you started the furthest away from the master cylinder and work your way or closer, but the manual says front left or front drivers, front right or front passengers, rear passengers, and then rear drivers. So that's the way we're going to do it today. Let's get going. The tool list for today is pretty short. I mean, we've got a couple bottles, I'd say 2 minimum, of the Honda brake fluid. I've got 2 of those. I've got some lubricant to put on the end of the bleeder valve to make sure that we don't introduce air into the system. 10 millimeter open end box end wrench. Eye protection. Some nitrile gloves. And of course the Mity Vac. Let's open that guy up and see what's inside. Wow, I tell you, I'm like a boy at Christmas time here. You open this thing up and this thing looks wicked. First of all, you get your basic vacuum unit here, and it comes with a couple of different attachments. This one we'll first do, it's just basically a hose with a little straw in the end. We'll suck the old juice as much as we can out of the master cylinder, and then once we're done with that, it'll be contained in here. Then we can take this guy here, and it's this. You can see this is the Honda fluid, and it basically screws in, and you just adjust this thing here, and you flip it over, and you mount it on top the brake master cylinder, and it's going to constantly keep a constant level of fluid, fresh fluid, as long as this bottle's got stuff in it, in the brake master cylinder. And with that hooked up, then we switch over to this guy, another hose. Just plug him in, and he hooks onto the very end of the nipples where the brake bleeder screws are. And so he's going to be sucking, this guy's going to be refilling, and it's just going to hopefully happen real quick. We'll see. Let's check it out. Okay, so we took off the brake master cylinder cap. You probably want to keep a couple of rags around you at all times. As you can see, I'm wearing gloves. And I'm wearing safety goggles or eye protection. You don't want the stuff getting anywhere, really. So we're going to see how this thing works. Well, it looks like we're going to get down to where the filter is, and that's about it. Looks like the filter comes out, so we'll just pull that out and continue sucking. Well, we got a little bit more. Because of the way this thing's shaped, that's all we're going to get. Now we'll mount this up on the side. And we take our fluid, stick it in, we pretty much want to maintain fluid at the maximum level, which is probably about right there. Open her up and we'll see what happens. New fluid is going in. The question is, will it stop? And there it goes. It stopped. You can see where the new fluid is, and now we're just going to keep sucking this stuff out until it looks clean on the other ends. Okay, over here at the driver's side front, you can Here's the boot right there. We popped that off. What I'm going to do then is stick my wrench on there. I like to use the box end, so I'll stick that on there first. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of grease right there, slip my fitting on, and we'll see what happens. Okay, got our grease on there. We put our boot on. Just stick this vacuum on, let pressure build, or vacuum build for a couple of seconds. Then we just loosen this. We should start seeing the fluid go through. There it is. Waiting for it to turn clean. That's starting to look better. After about 20 or 30 seconds, it got clear. So I just cut it off, tighten this down first, then killed the vacuum, and then tighten it down real good and button it up. Move on to the front passenger side. Okay, it's pretty much lather, rinse, repeat on this one. Here we are on the passenger front side. You can see this is the same brand new brakes we just did in the previous episode. Here's the bleeder. Once again, pull it off. I'm just throwing a little bit of lube on there so no air is introduced. Stick that on there. Turn on the Mity Vac. Let the vacuum build up for a few seconds. Crack the bleeder and then let it probably go for about 30 seconds. It seems about 30 seconds is good. And you'll see that brown fluid slowly start to turn that golden orange, golden color, I guess, golden clear. So easy enough. And that, my friends, is some nasty fluid. Well, this concludes another episode, a very brief episode of ManClub on how to do the brake bleeding on a Honda. And I tell you what, that tool was worth every penny. I'll have to look. I'm not sure exactly how much I paid for it. I got it about 6 months ago. I want to say it was about 125 bucks. But man, it made that job quick and easy. Totally worth it in my opinion. But I'm coming from doing the 2-pump chump method where you got a guy on the brake and the other guy turning the bleeder every time. Or, you know, there's a million ways to do it, so pick your own way, but I just showed you one way. And I hope you like it. Until next time, keep them hanging.